Who am I talking with? Charles Calello. And what do you do?
Well, CalendarRules is a docket calculator, and it works basically on your court's rules and helps you calculate critical dates related to your legal matter.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
For example, you have a trial. There's all kinds of things related to that trial that you're responsible to do based on court rules. We calculate those. We help you put them in your calendar automatically and make it sort of impossible to miscalculate and make mistakes based on those things.
Is it one of the Clio integrated platforms?
It is.
And how does that work for lawyers then?
Well, we're part of the Clio Elite.
Integration, okay.
So if you have Clio Elite, you automatically get CalendarRules.
You do?
Yep,
okay.
You can go right into your calendar. You can pull up basically a court.
Okay.
Say, well, I got a summons or I've got a complaint. What do I do now? When is it due?
Right.
And that's what we do. We basically calculate those things and put them in your calendar for you.
They come right into the Clio system calendar.
Yep. So one of the things that Clio's been talking about this year is, automation that can take you out of the administrative process.
Right.
This is something that people who are very familiar with their local courts would still have to do manually. So I like to say, you might know how to add, you still pull out a calculator when you want to add. You don't do it in your head unless you're, gifted mathematically.
Right.
And this is one of those things that even if you look at the rules and understand the rules, you still have to sit down with your calendar and count the days out, figure out when something goes on your calendar, and then make sure you've interpreted the court rules exactly right. And what we do is we do that in a button push. So we take a trial, for example. Of course, it would help if I were logged into the system. But we take, here, let me do that. You can edit that out later. So we allow you to, should have checked this before we started, eh?
That's all right.
All right. So you can pick a court, and then if you're, for example, going to trial in Los Angeles County.
Does this work in every state?
We work in every state, yes.
Okay.
We have local rules all around the country, but we're always building new rules. So there could be a court in, say, Alabama that we haven't built rules for yet. But most people, if they ask, we'll build them.
We'll build them.
Yep. So you pick a date for your court trial, and then you calculate. And all of this is based on the court rules. So as you'll see here, there are actually 119 critical dates related to a trial in Los Angeles Superior Court. For each one of those, we'll tell you what the rule is, so how did we get there, and we're also looking at the date rules and the holidays. So once you know when this is due, you sit down on your calendar and you calculate whatever day you land on. You have to be sure that's not a holiday for that court. Because if it is, that changes when this is due.
Right.
We do all of that automatically.
That's cool. And how does what triggers the notices back to the lawyers? What is it that says, okay, you've got to disclose your experts by next Friday?
We put all of this into the Clio calendar automatically.
Okay.
So it's on your calendar, and that's really where you get those notices.
And you're getting the reminders ahead of time that this is due.
Yep.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Who founded the company?
Scott Davis founded the company.
And how long ago?
About 10 years ago.
Okay. And what got him to do that?
Well, my understanding is Scott's an attorney.
Right.
And he started doing this at a much larger company, building rule sets. And then after a while, he went off on his own and founded his own company.
That's cool. And how long ago did you join?
I joined this company about a year and a half ago.
How's it going so far?
Fantastic.
It is. What makes it, when you say that, why?
Well, this is one of those things that when you talk to people about calendaring and court rules, the people who know how to do this and have never used a system that automates it, well, they're very much, confident about the fact that they don't need to talk to you. And then you show them this, and you have these people who just absolutely, their jaws drop to the floor. They flip out over how quickly it does it, how much it actually does. So I've been in the legal information and support business for about 30 years.
Have you really?
I've never seen anybody react to a product like they do this one.
Where are the places you worked at before, just out of curiosity?
I started in the 80s at a company called Warren Gorham in Lamont, which became part of RIA, which became part of Thomson Reuters. I've worked at Aspen Publishers, which is a huge legal publisher.
Know them.
ALM, New York Law Journal.
Really?
Westlaw.
Always on the sales side, ALM?
Always on the sales side, yeah.
Good for you. So, I mean, I know what you're saying, that the product can sell itself once people see it. How do they hear about it? Like, how do you know that people are finding out about what you're doing?
Sure. We, interestingly, find most of our new clients through Google searches. People who need this kind of product go and Google
and they find
calendaring, and they find us. And the most common thing that I hear from people is that it wasn't really easy to find us, but they found us anyway because they needed what we do.
which is pretty good for you at that point in time to know that is happening. What was I just thinking about when you were saying how they find it and use it? Oh, what does it cost, lawyers?
Well, in Clio, it's part of the Elite program.
Really?
So it's included in the price for Clio.
Which is great.
And outside of Clio, we basically charge per court. It's about $150 a year for a court.
Per court, yeah.
Yeah. So for a small practitioner who might have just a couple of jurisdictions that they practice in, it's very affordable.
Yeah.
And for larger firms, it's actually very affordable.
So it's $150 per year per court. Yeah. So if I'm sitting in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where I used to practice as a trial lawyer, and I'm saying, okay, I mostly do state and county courts, so I'm in La Crosse, and I'm in Viroqua, and I'm in Moreau. $450 a year is all I'm paying.
That's it.
And then what that's eliminating was the old tickler box, where we'd say we did a filing, or did the judge issue his orders for all the dates, or we're going to federal court in bankruptcy. Okay, the bankruptcy court's got local rules.
Yeah.
Somebody better call the court and get them to mail us those.
That's right.
And make sure you mark those dates, because and you never miss them out of fear. But the other thing that happens is you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you drive to the office to look it up.
Yes.
I mean, you've eliminated that.
Yes. Well, the thing that you kind of take for granted in this is there's 2 steps to this process. One is, if you're putting this in your calendar, you're pushing that button on your Outlook calendar and you're making a new event, you're picking the date, you're typing in all the information. Quicker than I can do just that one event, I can calculate 119 of them.
Right.
But that's just the one part of the process. The other part is, if you know where the rules are, reading this rule and then being absolutely certain you know what that rule means in the context of how many days are going to count.
Right.
So there's really 2 legs to this journey, and we're cutting both of those things out.
And servicing it. I mean, you're servicing it in my calendar that I use.
Yes.
So the same calendar that I'm seeing on my iPhone or my Android that I have everything in my life on, you're surfacing those deadlines in that environment through Clio.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, it's very cool. Thank you very much, Charles.
Sure thing. Thank you.